and it would be great for a mermaid. It's just so insanely fluffy. Hello, I'm an insanely unfashionable person, but for some reason I'm super into handbags. Not that I have many though, I have a bunch. This is the one that I use for funerals. This is the one that I use if I want to look nice and go outside. This is the one I use for weddings. And I was really happy recreating the knitted Miu Miu Wanderer bag and making it myself. So that's what we're going to do today. We're knitting another handbag. Yay! This time we're knitting a Gucci bag. So there is this Gucci bag that is fluff galore. It's so fluffy. So it comes in different colors. I'm going to make a green one today, and it has some elements. So it's sort of all around fluff, and there's a horse bit in gold in front of it. I'm going to do my own version of that. So it's going to be fluffy, very insanely fluffy, but I'm going to make the handle out of different material because I don't like it if I have sweaty hands and then I have to hold something fluffy. That's just uncomfortable. So I'm going to make a handle out of a different material. I apparently don't have gold horse bits lying around in my house, which is weird because you would think I did have those things, but I don't. I do have a 3D printer. So I think we can make a golden horse bit. Something that looks a little bit like it for this bag. Now we're going to start. So to make this bag, I could use a very fuzzy yarn, but I don't want to do that. I am actually going to be using this yarn, which is a regular acrylic yarn, but it's a very fluffy in nature acrylic yarn. This is 75% acrylic, 25% polyamide. I think if you would use something like this in a garment, it wouldn't look very nice, and it would look awful after a couple of wears, because I can already quite easily just pick off fluffy bits, and it's still in the skein. So I haven't processed this in any way at all yet. This is just how you buy it. I bought this a while ago with the intention of knitting a frog, and then I just didn't. So it's been living underneath my coffee table for quite a while, but we're using it today. So if you want to replicate this project, I would recommend getting any kind of like soft acrylic yarn that is quite fluffy, and that would probably be unsuitable for garment knitting, but it's going to be great for this project. We're going to be processing it after I've knitted it up to make it into fuzziness, but that will happen at the end, so you'll have to wait for that. But for now, we are just going to be using this yarn. Now it's time to knit my two flaps together. So unfortunately, because of the way I knit this, these are indeed two half circles, but they're not perfect half circles. So because of the way that you sort of increase, it wants to fan out on one side and wants to dip a little bit on the other side, making that this is a bit pointier and then this is a bit more flat and has like this weird bump on the left side. Now I've done both of them in the exact same way. Maybe that was not smart, but I think we can just put them one on top of each other and then sew the outside together. And then one side will be the stockinette section, and then the other side will be the sort of visible garter bumps. I don't think that matters so much because of what we're going to be doing to this bag later on to make it super fluffy. I think we should add a zipper. I don't think I want to line this today, so if you don't come into the comment section, I have this every time. You can add a lining if you want to. I just don't feel like it right now. This is my collection of zippers, and I just need to find one that's long enough. So that one would work. No, not that one. That's too short, that's too short. This one's quite long. Why do I have all these long? So this is what happens when you go to thrift stores a lot. You get a bunch of... Ooh, what about this one? Hang on. Yeah, that might work, actually. The colour is good. Okay, we're going to try and pop that one in. So we've added the zip. Okay, so you're probably thinking, Melanie, this is like a really fun bag and it looks like a seashell and it would be great for a mermaid, but it doesn't look fluffy. And we were going to make a very fluffy bag. And you're right, it does not look fluffy. But I have a secret trick, a secret that is going to turn this into something super, super fluffy. I couldn't find it for a minute, but it was shoved into the couch cushions. I don't know why. Anyway, this is a pet brush. This is a clean pet brush because I bought it specifically to attack yarn with. But yeah, it's one of these with, it doesn't have really hard bristles, and I think maybe one of those would actually have been better, but this is just the one that I got. And you can sort of like self-clean it. This is what we're going to do, is basically reverse spinning. When you're spinning yarn, you have fluff and you turn it into really strong strands. We are going to undo the strands and make shit fluffy again. Sorry, we're going to make stuff fluffy again. So I'm brushing this side and it's starting to get fluffy. And the other side is mainly done and it's so good. It's just so insanely fluffy. It's turning out really well. Really happy with this. It's the next day and we're back. I spent about an hour yesterday brushing this out and now it's turned quite fluffy. If you're doing this with a pet brush like I did, I recommend brushing upwards. The bristles on a pet brush are kind of anchored down, and if you brush it that way, it'll be really easy to make pulls on the fabric. But if you kind of gently brush upwards, it just gets fluffy and really nice. So that's what we have now. Now, as I said, I don't want to make a knitted handle because then if I have warm, sweaty hands, I'll be holding the fluffy bit. And I don't like that. So I'm going to 3D print a chain link to make the handle. Okay, so this looks really good. And now we need to add the golden horse bit. So I'm going to load up the 3D printer with some gold filament. I had to print this with support material, and I'm a little bit, oh, it is coming off. It is coming off. So I got the 3D model for this. It was actually intended for people who do hobby horsing. If you don't know what that is, do not look it up. But yeah, this is if your hobby horse doesn't have a bit, you can 3D print one. Which is weird, but it's good for me because this means I have a bit for my bag. I might just sew it on here actually. I think that would be nice. I'm actually surprised how well this turned out. It looks so fun. Okay, so my bag is finished. Isn't she pretty? Really happy with it. I especially love the strap. I think it's cute. I'm gonna print some more of these links to make it a little bit longer, but I think it's already really cute as a shoulder bag. The little horse bit is amusing me. I'm always puzzled why fancy fashion brands use equestrian coded stuff like horse bits and stirrups and pictures of horses in logos and polos and I don't know what, but there must be something behind that. Other than that, my bag is great. I realize it's not a Gucci bag, but it's a fun Melanie bag. And I think that's the lesson for today. Lesson for today is you can be inspired by things that you see online, but it's always so much more fun to make it your own. And I think we've successfully done that today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think of my bag.